Welcome to the Copy Talk podcast. Discussions in this show should not be construed as specific recommendations or investment advice. Always consult with your investment professional before making important investment decisions. Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer member, FINRA SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Financial planning services through Lighthouse Financial, LLC, a registered investment advisor. Shannon Ross is CEO and managing partner of Lighthouse Financial. Lighthouse and Cambridge are not affiliated. And now, here's your host, Shannon Ross.
Well, hello, everyone. Welcome to the special spring break edition of Copy Talk.
Yes.
I'm especially excited for today's show because once it's over, I literally am getting into the car and driving to Texas as soon as this is over.
Yeah.
So I wore my Texas Chica shirt.
That's a really cute shirt.
Our Dallas and Texas candles.
Yeah. Go Lone Star State. I wish.
My home in Texas, I have these everywhere. So
you're going to smell them on the show? You're very excited.
I'm very excited.
She's going to her happy place.
It is my happy
We're
place.
going out of town, but I will say I wish I was doing Texas versus Crested Butte.
Yeah.
I mean, Crested Butte's a great town. It'll be fun to get away.
It's fun to get away. I love spring break. It gives you, it's kind of been
you're going
a while
to warm.
since Christmas.
My parents told me yesterday it was 80s. I'm very jealous of you right now. Yes. I've never seen that shirt. It's cute.
Thank you. Yeah, I try to pull it out of my closet when
Are you looking up the weather right now?
I am. Yes, it is all going to be 70s and some 80s, so I'm very excited.
We are all so happy for you. We are.
Thank you.
No, yes.
We are coming off of cuffing season. Do you know what cuffing season is?
Cuffing? Cuffing?
Mm-hmm. Does anyone know what that means?
Kelly, do you know what cuffing? No. Ryan, cuffing?
Well, I learned that term getting ready for today's
to bring stuff like this
show because we are finishing up our Women's History Month. Our shout out to HERSTORY. A shout out to the ladies out there.
Yes.
And so cuffing season is the time of year when all folks want to do is cuddle up with a significant other and watch Netflix. For those who are still single, the hunt is on. And so because we're talking about relationships and love today on the show, because that is that's two topics in the top 5 of what women are searching the net for.
Yes.
So we are rounding out this series today by talking about internet dating, dating sites, and love.
Relationships.
So now I'm teaching everyone what cuffing season is.
Cuffing season. So, put that one in your back pocket and bring that up on your next date. I'm not quite sure how well that'll go over, but
it's also interesting that the first Sunday of January is now known as Dating Sunday.
Did you know that?
Because people know that they have only 6 weeks until Valentine's Day. So
is that really why?
Online dating sites actually start to run promotions and their traffic upticks quite exponentially on that Sunday and I do think it's probably a lot of people's New Year's resolutions.
I think play a role.
I want to meet someone. I want to get myself out there. I want to, And so getting ready for this show today was a little funny because, the internet dating world.
I know nothing.
Right. So we've been out of the dating world for a little while. We're like grandmas.
20 years.
But we have 2 youngins in here that we're going to be interviewing and talking with a little bit today, Ryan and Kelly. We're definitely in the heart of this genre. But I have to say that more times than not, any wedding I have been to, the last maybe 3 weddings, they'll talk through how they met and the wedding parties, or other married people, and the amount of people who have met online dating is astronomical.
Yeah. I'm impressed you're still going to weddings.
Well, I'm going to a lot of second weddings these days, so they're not usually first. But I have a lot of friends or older people that I know that are now in the second or third tries.
Yeah,
and so one in particular recently was an older couple, and they had a smaller group, and everyone stood up and introduced themselves. And it was like one out of every other person. Well, here's my girlfriend, Lily, whatever. We met on Match.com. And here's my wife. I mean, everyone was like Match.com.
Yeah,
I was like, this should be an advertisement because of how many people.
Yeah. It's very prevalent. I mean, we know nothing about it, but I talked to a friend of mine. She's single. She's actually still in her 30s, and she's like, you don't understand. She's like, it is so hard to date in this age category, like if you're not online dating, it's really hard to meet. Either people are already married, or she said it's extremely difficult to date without doing online dating.
Just think about it. People, they don't go out a whole lot anymore. A lot of, especially after COVID, I feel like a lot of people are more just kind of in their homes or in online shopping and online, like people don't really go out to, I don't know if they even go out to like bars anymore. I mean, we'll ask our younger people, but
you don't live under a rock. I mean, it's not like we go to bars, but there's still crowded.
I know, but I don't know. I see a lot of churches even like ditching their singles groups.
They do.
Which is a bummer.
I've seen that.
Like it's hard to meet like quality singles out there. No one wants not quality singles.
Well, I think at least with some of these, I was shocked at how many there are. I'm just going to be honest. I had no idea. I mean, you can get real granular with some of these on what you're looking for.
And to Ryan's point before the show, we were chit-chatting, and they're not all dating sites. There are some weird ones out there that are more fetish sites or hookup sites or
the hookup site doesn't surprise me.
They kind of terrify me sites. So it's definitely worth. You need to do your homework.
And some of these aren't cheap. Like some of these, and you can go platinum versus go like
the regular standard
$100
platinum,
a
premium,
month for some
all these kind of, and a lot of these online dating sites are kind of annual and monthly renewals.
Oh yeah,
so this is
like
a legit line item on your budget, especially if you're on multiple ones, which I've heard most people are on more than one site.
Well, and because some of them, there was also one, we were talking about the show about elite singles, but then there's also one called The League. And The League is very, it is extremely particular about, and it might even go into like you have to put in like your income or whatever. Sure. And you have an application process and you have to wait for them to approve you. Mm-hmm. But shockingly enough, at least according to this, a lot of people who applied for The League and are still waiting to see if they have got the thumbs. I mean, gosh, do you feel rejected if you don't get accepted into The League? But anyways, they were saying they still end up seeing a lot of the same people on other sites, on Tinder or Bumble's a popular one. I hear. Okay, Cupid apparently is, but somebody says they don't see anybody on there. I don't know. They have an A list. They have an A list if you make the A list. But okay, so what do you guys think about? I want to know.
So we're going to recruit a little from Ryan and Kelly today. I'm assuming because of the giggles from the last show that you're both on some kind of online dating site.
I actually recently said I'm done.
Oh,
I'm out.
Okay. Yeah. What led you to that conclusion?
It's just not. I just can't do it. So my situation's a little bit different. So I am in my 30s, but I have 2 children and I was married for 10 years. Mm-hmm. So it was almost like the movie, and I'm dating myself with this reference, Encino Man. Like I felt like I went into the ice like 10 or 11 years ago, and now I'm being thawed out, and people don't meet each other in person, but that's the way I have to do it. Yeah. So I did I didn't do very many apps or anything, but I just like, this is not
gave it a
not
shot.
Working. Yeah. Not working. So
and it's time consuming. From the people I are good friends with on dating websites of all ages, they're like, I have to spend hours a week.
Really?
Just going, because if you're not active about it, you will miss out. And so they have to scan candidates. Well, I don't know what they call them. I call them candidates, but it's probably not right. Kelly, what is it? What would you call them?
I don't know. Matches?
Matches. Okay. Candidates. You're scrolling through matches. And, it takes a while to figure out, like, who do you want to wink at, or who do you want to, send a wave to, or whatever. I mean, and each side has their own, like, protocol vocabulary.
Swipe. Some of the apps, though, I heard, like, swipe for you so that you don't have to swipe. I don't know how that works or what's built into their algorithms that swipe for you, because I've never done it. But did you find it time-consuming?
Well, it can be, just like any other. It's just like social media.
Okay.
So if you doom scroll through Twitter or you're on Instagram all the time, it's the same vibe there.
Okay.
Yeah. Let me ask you this: since we have a predominantly female audience, when you were applying, when you were on, I sound like a job interview because I'm so like dense.
When you
about
filled
this.
out your application,
when you filled out your application
to get into the league
and posted it,
the A list.
what did you feel like you were looking for? Like when you were looking at I want to say candidates, potential matches, what different things stuck out to you that caught your attention?
That caught my attention. Well, one thing I noticed is that it is very difficult to be a single parent and date, because for a lot of women, that's a deal breaker, especially younger women.
That surprises me.
Yeah, a lot of younger women aren't so into dating somebody with him. But I also so I went initially very much towards single mothers, because it just makes sense. We have the same shared experience, and we can complain about our exes and all that amazing stuff together. So, but it was almost exclusively single mothers, like, and I guess that makes sense, but not even for a couple of single kidless women. I thought that was a little bit weird. Maybe I didn't put in enough time, but
yeah. What do you think, if someone's wanting to put in some time, because you've each been through just at least the profile Kelly
process. Never actually confirmed.
Oh,
if
I
she
can see
had
it
or not. Okay, we're getting a yes. Okay.
What are some things that you think are worth the time? What is it for someone who might be new to it at any age? As they prepare to do this, what should they be mindful of? Are there certain things to highlight and not highlight? You want to be honest, but you don't want to err. What is the balance out there?
I feel a great weight on my shoulders to speak for the entire male gender here.
No pressure.
One thing for me is a lot of the women that I found on these sites are very direct, but I'm okay with directness, but like, don't waste my time if you're blah, 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 blah. And it's like, it's just
I've heard a lot of women actually do that, which
where they say don't waste my
turn-off.
time if you're this, if you're this, and it's fine. Like, I don't drink a lot, I don't smoke, I don't so I check a lot of those boxes, but it's just like a person, you're just kind of put off by the combative nature of don't even bother if blah, 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 blah. So I feel like
rather
it's very off-putting.
Word it
that's
more like,
is.
hey, if you're looking for a fun-loving outdoors person who loves to do X, Y, and Z, it's like it's more positive, not like, don't bother me if you're.
I mean, are there really like check boxes? Like check this, yes. Like if you are this and that, like, and that's how you. It shuffles
that's
you into
how
the mix,
they
right?
match you up. So you put a few different interests in there, and it will say you have 2 things in common, and they happen to be this and this, and you have 3 things in common, or this is they'll do the high level matches. Like, wow, you guys, like for me, it's like this is a single parent, and they love sports, and they also like to read, and so you'll get like alerted when somebody matches like a fair amount of your interest.
And what do you do from a geographic perspective? Do you kind of get a geofence of like, hey, I'm willing to date someone within 50 miles of me, 20 miles of me? Okay.
Yes, you do a geofence. Me personally, because like I said, the reason why I got off of those apps is because I can't do it. The whole thing is just not my speed.
Sure.
I want to be able to go and meet somebody in person, even if
very
it's
organic,
right? Even if it's we connect online, that's great, but if you're 50, 60 miles away with my lifestyle, there's no way we're going to end up being able to meet up. So I'm okay with meeting online, but with me, it's like we're going to meet each other. I'm going to want to meet in person in the near future. So I keep it pretty
local.
Wasn't
that the point of it though? Doesn't everybody want to meet in person after they meet online?
Well, and then that's another thing that you could get into is how you are, what are you looking for? Like some people say long-term relationships, some people say serious relationships, some people say they just want to flirt, some people say they just want to talk, some people say they just want friendship, but are open to maybe the possibility of something that, like, you have to get so, you want to talk about the number of dating sites, you have to get so granular in what you're looking for, because each of those things means a completely different part. So there are people that are fine with talking with people 3-4 hours away because all they want to do is text somebody at night or call
they
them
just want
or whatever.
Some companionship, even if it's just digitally. Yeah. That's crazy.
Really?
Well, and some
you want to pay $100 a month just to talk to somebody 3-4 hours away?
You know?
I would say the more expensive the thing
you're probably
you want
looking for. Okay,
right? The ones that are like free or very cheap. I would imagine are like. Okay.
Well, you're probably looking for and I mean, I'm reading all this. I learned some of the acronyms. It's LTR. That's what you list if you want a long-term relationship. It's LTR. Yeah, I'm learning. Not that I plan on utilizing any of this, but I just...
Well, and one of the first ones to the scene, which I thought always made sense to me, like if I ever found myself in a situation to do this, was, more, because I'm a more data-driven person. So I do believe like the eHarmonies of the world where it's more of a psychological profile match. It's more in depth. Mm-hmm. It's more, there's a little bit more science to it. So it's not just, a flash in the pan. Science works,
No way. What about, is Match.com?
But a lot of people are in Match still. Yeah. Is that a certain age thing, do you think?
I don't know.
I'm not
I don't
Match.
pay for anything. So
Okay.
You do the free ones?
I think Match and eHarmony are paid for.
Yeah.
They are.
I
They're
think
paid for
Match is
services. Yeah. Match is about $20 a month. But probably not on their premium plan, and eHarmony being by about $30. But again, if you
if you do premium for eHarmony for 6 months, it's $65 a month.
And to call back another one of your recent shows, Kelly and I are in the millennial generation. Millennials don't buy things; we rent them. So I would say that the renting of dating sites is the free stuff. So I would imagine that eHarmony and Match have a generally older demographic because we're not as willing to.
You're not willing to commit to the
commit.
Yeah.
I'm looking for a relationship, and I'm not even willing to commit to a website.
Well, I mean, because I'm a millennial, if I wasn't married, I can relate.
You'd be on It's Our Time website.
Is that what I would be on? It's
still saying that you're a millennial.
My grandmamillennials.com. That would be the one I'm on.
I mean, they get very specific.
Miss Travel. I mean, like there is a lot on here. Okay, Kelly.
Yeah.
I know you don't have a mic, but what's your experience with that? I mean, are you on online dating?
In the spring, I don't because I have another job in the spring. But after the spring, I do reactivate my profile.
Interesting. Because you're too busy before that.
Have you ever found anyone, a good friend came out of it? Maybe not a relationship, but something good came out of it?
A few good relationships come out of it. So,
okay.
That's great. Totally for it. A lot of my family members have found their significant others. So, telling my parents was a little awkward because they were like, that's weird. But now they're totally cool.
Oh, and I think it has gotten into that generation as well. I find more boomers. I hear more, and probably because I hang with more boomers these days. But I do find that they are a lot more flooding to this and meeting someone online and then getting married within a month or 2 months or
Well, heck, they've
that's
already
a little crazy,
but they've already filled out an app that says they like all the same things.
I guess they're.
I mean, there's something to be said about. I mean, the way I met my husband on a blind date. I met you and Justin are high school sweethearts. It's very different than
Oh, absolutely.
Than it is now. Yeah. If I were single now, if I wasn't married, I would think that I would probably do the same thing because I hear everyone says the same thing. It is so hard to meet someone in this age.
I mean, imagine if you're out, the old school way of going up to a woman or a man and saying, hey, striking. And talking. The automatic response right now in the today's, are you a stalker? Are you weird? Are you, you automatically go to your safety in those moments.
Yeah. Versus before it wasn't like that.
Yeah. Before it wasn't like that.
No.
So honestly, these sites, I think, bring some credibility to the mix because they have some kind of check. They don't go. I would do like you said, the league where you're filling out an application, you're getting background checks, you're getting
there's some safety measures put in.
A blood panel.
You can
totally you need to be fully screened.
Your genetic history.
Yeah, totally. I mean, I would go to great lengths for that, but it's tricky. That's why for me. Because I grew up in church and going to church. Church was always the one place, and our friends who are more faith-based, they miss that as well, because again, churches have kind of dialed back because obviously dating has gotten a little complicated and kind of where we are in our society. I think, so it's even harder these days to just find
to meet
someone,
organically and just strike up a conversation is not the norm anymore.
Well, to all our female audience out there, we have an amazing producer, Ryan.
We do.
Who is A+++.
Absolutely.
And Kelly, A+++.
Well, we don't know. Yeah,
amazing. We do have a male audience as well, and but we advocate for both of you guys. So if this goes to tens and tens of people, if you're single, call into the show or come to our website.
Yeah, because Ryan's not on an app anymore, so you can't
find
him that way.
Here, folks.
You can DM us.
Or in Colorado Springs. Where do you like to hang out, Ryan? Where's so when you are looking, where do you like to hang out? I'm not saying name of restaurant, but like where do you go?
Yeah.
Well, so I have full custody of my kids, so I have my kids all the time.
Yeah.
So I hang out at like Jump City,
which a lot of single moms are there.
Hey, absolutely.
Right.
Air Zone or whatever.
Movie theater, stuff like that. But then when I don't have my kids, then I go out to bars and stuff like that.
Okay. See? So. People still go to the bar scene.
Hey,
yep.
It's good to hear.
Are there bars in Colorado Springs? Do we have bars?
Yeah. Quite a lot.
Yeah. I don't think is there a dance club that y'all
are there
go
dance
to?
clubs?
No one goes to dance clubs
Down
anymore.
on Tejon here and we're getting super local with this, but yeah, there's a strip of a strip of, I guess you would say, dance clubs in downtown Colorado
I'd go to
Springs
a country western bar. If I was single, I'd go to country western bars.
Heck yeah.
I'd probably join farmersonly.com, which was not in our list.
Not in here.
I know.
I think did they go out of business?
Those commercials were hilarious.
Yeah. I wonder if they went out of business. Because I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe they did.
Country western bars are the best. I love country.
That would be the one place your listeners would not find me. So if you have a listener that's like, hey, that Ryan, you're not going to find me at
but they can
country
find
western
him through
bar.
here.
You can find him at a sports bar, I bet.
Oh, that's
because I know how much you like
if
sports.
You're a single lady going to a sports bar, that's probably pretty wise.
I think so.
You want to meet someone in person?
Well, right now, this is not Kelly's season, but if you're a man out there, Kelly is amazing, but not right now in the spring. She's busy, but come summertime, let us know.
Oh, that's awesome. You have the timing then. That's awesome. Oh, see, there you go.
Search now.
You're on what side is? Oh, it's
still there. It's still out there. Maybe it's just. This is a fun show. I like this topic.
Well, we wanted to spend some time just and really not to make light of it because it is a hard. We all want companionship. All of the single friends that we have. I mean, that's probably the single most hard part of their life right now.
Well, especially during COVID.
Coming out of COVID, feeling very alone. Feeling isolated, the need for companionship, and just the need for that having a person. Yeah. A lot of the women they
want somebody to cuff
single.
with.
I want a person. I want a person I can cuff with. I want a person I can care about my day, and if I need help or if something's wrong or if I they just want that extra person to lean upon. So I totally get it.
Somebody to make memories with and to share experiences with is what I hear the most out of my single friends. Absolutely. I just want, I could go on a trip, but I don't have anybody to share it with. And it's not fun to necessarily go by yourself. I get it.
That's right.
Yeah.
So we didn't mean to make it completely light of it, but I think it is good, especially, and thank you, Ryan and Kelly, for your perspective, because some people I think get so hesitant to do it because it's just unknown, especially in our age demographic. Yes. I think once you're past 40, because we grew up with the dawn of the internet, so it's a concept that we're not really familiar with, so it seems a little intimidating to even try.
Yeah, and I felt the same way. Is like I'm gonna put stuff about myself on there, and it just didn't seem like I wanted to do it. And then I got on there and it's not as invasive. I mean, you can obviously, as you pointed out, you can go much more invasive if you like and have income and disease history and things like that. but I find that a lot of these apps are pretty laid back.
Okay.
And my worry, and it was an irrational fear, I thought I was going to get alerted when I swiped right and then they swiped left. I thought I was going to get like in my inbox, this person denied you, just so you know.
Oh, that would be
I thought it was going to be that.
How would you
I didn't
not know? You wouldn't know that. Yeah.
They don't let you know. So as far as
that's
you,
good.
so that's what I assume.
Oh, that's good out there. So
That's
if you
what I
swipe right,
assume.
you like somebody, and if someone swipes left, you don't like that person. Left is bad.
But you're not
But
notified.
I don't
they
get
left.
notified, so maybe
Okay.
they're just not
Well, that's good.
on her. At
That's
least
good to
that's what
know.
I tell myself.
But
I
that's
like that concept. Ignorance is bliss. But, so swiping right is the good thing.
swiping right is the good thing.
Well, I think it's worth a shot. I
agree.
It is. Why not? As and again, I do believe that if that's not something that's motivating to you, you will and can find someone locally, in a bar, where you're going, a part of your community, part of, friends who know friends, those type of things.
For sure.
But for those who, are maybe just attempting to date again for the first time, maybe something doing like this is a little bit, maybe it's not about finding the special someone on these sites, but it's getting yourself out there again. It's taking that next step to be open again. Because what I also find is, especially in the female group, after a divorce or after, they want to be done with it. And, and so I would encourage, but that's not your heart desire, is not to be done. You want this.
If you want this, yes.
If you want this, put your, if maybe this is a good place to start, to at least have something out there.
Yeah.
To start the process back again.
I agree.
To find love, to find relationships.
Well, it's a risk, just like anything.
Yeah.
But to Ryan's point, you don't necessarily know the ones that said, right?
Absolutely.
I'm not swiping right or whatever.
Yeah.
I like that he pointed out that it's not as invasive as it, unless you want it that way. But like anything else, it's probably you get out what you put into it. So if you spend a lot of time in it or what have you, if it's serious for you.
Absolutely.
I think it's worth a shot.
Absolutely. Why not?
I mean, not for us.
When you're not in your busy season.
When you're not in your busy season.
For all our professional ladies out there. Well, good. Well, I really loved our Women's History Month as it comes to a close.
Closing it out.
And so we will.
What are we talking about next month? Do we know yet?
I don't know, but we do have a bestie trip coming up, and it's your birthday month, and it's tax month. So we'll see. We'll do some.
See, I knew this was going to happen. Like, my month becomes tax month. I knew it. Like,
We'll pick something more fun.
Well, please. I know we have to talk about taxes, but the month of April, let's just throw in something in there that's fun to talk about.
But, so where can people find us if they are looking for Copy Talk? Or if they want to show their friends where we are?
Yeah, or if they would like to meet.
Or if they want to meet one of Ryan and Kelly, our stellar bachelor and bachelorette.
Yeah. Oh, wow. We could go off on that one. So copytalkpodcast.com is our website. Copy Talk Podcast. We have Instagram. Ryan, birthday. It was his birthday last week. It was birthday last week.
I celebrate just like you have a birthday month. I have a birthday month. This is mine.
That's true.
So we're continuing on. Hashtag looking for love.
I like it.
Good one. Looking for love. Who doesn't want love?
And there's a country song. I won't sing it, but there is an old country song it's actually looking for love in all the wrong places. But that's not the point of the show. So that's our hashtag, and then YouTube, subscribe, share with your friends. Best part for sure.
Everyone have a great spring break.
Yes,
and we'll be back soon. So live it up.
Maybe we'll have some sun after Scottsdale.
All right.
Yeah.
Have a good week, everybody.
Thanks, everybody.
Discussions in this show should not be construed as specific recommendations or investment advice. Always consult with your investment professional before making important investment decisions. Securities offered through registered representatives of Cambridge Investment Research Incorporated, a broker-dealer member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services through Cambridge Investment Research Advisors Incorporated, a registered investment advisor. Financial planning services through Lighthouse Financial LLC, a registered investment advisor. Shannon Ross is CEO and managing partner of Lighthouse Financial. Lighthouse and Cambridge are not affiliated.